top 10 list of movies you want to see next year is kind of hard when you're a film buff who wants to see almost everything. But we're going to try today. Welcome back to SkywayTj. Today we are picking out my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2025. 2024 is almost here and gone. And before we start giving out the worst of 2024 and the best of 2024 in the next 2 weeks, I figured let's hop in here and give out my top 10 most anticipated movies of next year. It's going to be a banger year for film. Maybe. I guess we'll see. Let's hop into this. Starting our list at number 10 is the live-action Lilo and Stitch. I debated putting this on here, but when it comes down to it, I think Stitch looks good enough in the trailers that I'm less worried that it was going to be some monstrosity. Now, to be fair, they haven't showed us Jumbo or Pleakley or Gantu, and that CGI is going to really either make or break how horrible or good this is. I love Lilo and Stitch. The original animated classic is one of my favorite Disney movies, so I'm concerned, but I can't lie that I am excited to see this, just to see if I end up liking it or not. The live-action remakes or whatever at this point, Disney's not going to stop making them. So I might as well just hop on and see if it's going to be good or not. I'm a little scared, but it's at number 10. At number 9, I have The Conjuring, The Last Rites, or just Last Rites. This is, being marketed as the last Conjuring movie. We shall see. I don't know if the Conjuring universe will ever truly die. It makes a lot of money, but, Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga are coming back to reprise the roles as Ed and Lorraine Warren. I love the Conjuring franchise for the most part. I don't like The Curse of La Llorona, and the Nun movies are kind of hit or miss, and there's a couple bad Annabelle movies. But overall, I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. They're good PG-13 to R-rated horror movies that will scare you. So they're doing the job. Yeah, I do love the Conjuring movies in that franchise the most, obviously. So we're going to see. I hope this one is good. The Devil Made Me Do It wasn't my favorite Conjuring, but it still was a good movie. So I'm hoping that The Last Rites delivers, and it is being marketed as the last time these two will pick up these characters. So this might be the end of the Conjuring verse. I don't know. Next up, I have Until Dawn. I low-key forgot that PlayStation was making this movie next year. If you don't know, Until Dawn is a horror game where the decisions you make in the game kind of influence how the game goes and what kind of ending you get. So being adapted into a movie is kind of a weird choice. The basic plot is the same, so I'm assuming they're just gonna pick a certain direction for the movie to go, but it's just like, I don't know. Anyway, I can't deny that I am interested in this. Until Dawn was the first platinum I ever got, so I'm interested to see what kind of direction they go for a movie. I can't lie. So it is at number 8. I'm worried, and it's probably not going to be as good as the game, but I got to see it. So at number 7, I have From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. This is a John Wick spin-off movie starring Ana de Armas. I have never been more into a premise in my life. First of all, I love Ana de Armas, and the John Wick movies are spectacular action movies, great gun-fu. I'm never not going to be seated for any John Wick property. It's proven time and time again that those filmmakers know what they're doing. And yeah, you throw in Ana de Armas, I'm unbelievably in. I can't wait for this movie. I feel like it's been delayed a couple times, so I'm hoping it's not on a bad path, and I hope it's being laid out perfectly, and I'm just very excited. I love those type of movies, so that's why it's at number 7. Next up, I have Superman. This is James Gunn's first movie after taking over for DC Studios, a complete reboot of the DC media in terms of movies anyway, because the DCEU is dead. Superman is the start of the DCU. Very fun there. But yeah, this movie has a lot riding on it. It's really going to mark the tone, expectations for what we can expect for the DCU going forward, because as we all know, the DCEU was kind of crap, kind of fell apart. None of the movies were very good near the end. So I'm hoping DC has a good launching off point. James Gunn is a fantastic filmmaker. I have no doubt in my mind that he cares a lot about these characters, and I'm hoping that his Superman movie is really good and he hires the right people to continue on this universe, because there's a lot riding on this movie. So I am excited, and I hope it's great. At the number 5 spot, I have Avatar: Fire and Ash. Back when James Cameron kept saying that he was going to pump out like 3 or 4 more Avatar sequels, I was like, okay, maybe we're pushing it a little bit. But then I saw The Way of Water, and god damn, does that man know how to make a movie. And the fucking CGI in those movies is so good. I'm in for the Avatar franchise. I will watch whatever James Cameron puts in front of me at this point. I love Avatar. I'm assuming we're gonna go to a different tribe in this one, maybe some the fire tribe or lava tribe or some shit. I think there's a trailer out. I haven't seen it, so I don't know yet. But it's Avatar. So next December I will be seated. Don't worry. A year from now, we're gonna be looking and seeing how good the third Avatar movie is. That's why it's at my number 5. At number 4, I have Saw 11. I don't even know what to say here. I love the Saw franchise. I love horror in general, as we all know. But Saw just does something inside me. I like that the first 7 movies are like a self-contained like soap opera. Jigsaw, it's fine. I didn't really like Spiral that much, and then Saw 10 last year. Good God, that was a real good return to form. I love Tobin Bell so much, so I am excited that he is coming back for Saw 11. Yeah, I love Saw, and that's why it's at my number 4. I don't really need to explain it. I've been rewatching the movies with my girlfriend, and watching someone's reaction to seeing those movies for the first time is fantastic. They really know how to do twists and turns, and goddamn am I excited for Saw 11, especially after how good Saw X was. I'm very, very excited. God, I can't wait. Number 3 is a movie I never thought would be on this list, but I can't deny that it has to be. We got Wicked Part 2. First of all, going into 2024, I had no expectations for Wicked. I didn't even know if I was going to see it because I barely knew anything about it. Then I saw it. I can't stop listening to the soundtrack. I'm on Wicked TikTok all the time. I loved Wicked. It's one of my favorite movies this year. Yeah, I mean, I cannot wait for Part 2. Like, I know what happens because it's Act 2 of the musical, but, like, I just can't wait to see how they do it in the movie. And what do you want me to say? I mean, I love catchy music. I love musicals. So, Wicked Part 2 is here. I never thought it would be, but here we are. Here we are. At number 2, I have the Fantastic Four, First Steps. This is the Fantastic Four finally being in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The MCU is taking kind of a middling nosedive recently. Not to the extent that people on the internet like to make it seem, but I can agree that the quality has gone down a little bit since Endgame. But, regardless, I'm very excited to see the Fantastic Four finally in the MCU. This movie is going to lead directly into Doomsday and Secret Wars and all that shit, which are the next big Marvel hype pieces coming up. I can't deny I'm excited. I think the cast they picked for the Fantastic Four is amazing. Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. You got Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. You got Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, and I always forget his name. I'll put it on the screen here as the Thing. But yeah, it's going to be amazing. It better be anyway, because the MCU needs this. There's 3 MCU movies coming out next year with Thunderbolts and Brave New World as well. I'm most excited for this one, so I only picked one. I love the Fantastic Four, and I'm praying this movie is good. It kind of really needs to be. But my number 1 pick is, of course, Jurassic World Rebirth. Now listen, I know Fallen Kingdom and Dominion were pretty bad movies in the Jurassic Park World franchise or whatever. And I really, at this point, do think that Jurassic Park should have just never had any sequels. But I do like most of those sequels, and I can't deny that I just love seeing dinosaurs on the big screen. And I know who I am, and at the end of the day, if I didn't say Jurassic World Rebirth, I would be lying. This movie apparently takes place 5 years after Dominion. The dinosaurs of the world have gone to the hottest places on Earth because the climate of modern day just isn't for them. Scarlett Johansson plays a character who has to lead an expedition to get something in the 3 most biggest dinosaurs' DNA or some shit that can help solve humanity's sickness or some shit. She runs into some boats, and then they're trapped on an island, and they discover some big-ass secret. I don't know. It's being directed by Gareth Edwards, who directed Rogue One, which is one of my favorite Star Wars movies. And it's being written by David Koepp, who, of course, was one of the original... I think he was the original writer on Jurassic Park. So, I have the slightest smidge of hope. I'm hoping it's an improvement over the last 2. I don't think it could be much worse. But yeah, this is a whole new cast. Everything's coming... I don't know. I'm hoping it's good. Jurassic World needs this. If it's bad, it's kind of a nail in the coffin to me. I don't know. Well, guys, those were my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2025. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Shout out to me for only narrowing this down to 10, because there are so many movies coming out next year that I want to see. That's just kind of the world I'm in. I am going to try to see almost every release next year. I know that always sounds impossible, but I'm going to try to keep up on it next year. And yeah, I'll be back soon. I think next year I'm going to do month by month like release videos, where it's just like a short little video where I talk about everything coming out that month, something like that. If that's something you'd be interested in, please let me know. I'll be back next week with the top 10 worst movies of 2024. I hope you guys will join me for that. There's been some real shitters this year. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!